All right, welcome to the Tuesday night online marketing system training call. My name is June Collier. I am the VP of Marketing with MyEcon. Tonight is July the 18th, 2017, and tonight we're going to be going over some questions that have come in that people have had about the online marketing system. So I'm going to go through those questions and answer those questions tonight. It may be a short night because I just wanted to get some of these questions knocked out of the way. So the first question that I had was, I had a gentleman who was creating his own capture pages. So you guys know that there are two versions of the online marketing system. We have the online marketing system Pro and the online marketing system Elite. The Pro allows you to use the capture pages that are already designed and on the system. The Elite allows you to create your own capture pages. And so a lot of people like to create their own capture pages. And so one of the things that people want to know, or this person wanted to know, is once they created their capture page, they want to throw the link to their capture page on their Facebook profile. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go here. I'm logged into a profile here. I'm going to go into a page just to show you exactly what people are looking for. Now we're going to go here to the published pages. These are the pages that have already been created for you if you just have the Pro version. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on this one right here. And you're going to see that this is a capture page. We're going to capture this link up here at the top. We'll copy that. And then I'm going to head on over to Facebook. And I'm going to make this a private post here so that only I can see it. And so I'm going to just type in something like this. Stop asking your boss for a raise. All right, and then I'm going to paste in my capture page here, my capture page link, and then automatically what you see is you see this image right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this, because once I paste the link in, the image is there, and you're going to see this image, and then you're going to see this content right below the image, and we will post that to our Facebook page. And this is what it will look like, okay? And so the question that I'm getting is, June, how do I get this image to appear if I'm creating my own page? And more importantly, how do I get the image to appear, and how do I get this particular content up under the image to appear if I'm creating my own capture page? So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into the capture page creator, and what I want you to do is if you ever forget how to do this, this is very, very easy if you ever forget how to do it. All you have to do is go to the pages that I've already created. So these are all the pages that I've created, and all you have to do is click on the edit button. When we click on the edit button, we're going to be taken to this edit page here. And what you want to look at is this code that's in the HTML header, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this code right here that's in the HTML header. So I'll copy that, and I'm just going to put that on a notepad here. I'm going to paste that on the notepad, okay? That's all that you need. Now, what this code does is this code tells Facebook what image to put on the Facebook page. So when you're creating your own capture page, so let's just say I go down here and I'm going to create my own capture page, and I've got all of these different capture pages here that I've been, working on and creating. Let's just say that this is, one of my capture pages that that I'm creating. If I create my own capture page, and then let's go through this. Let me just go through this. Let's see here. If you want to publish this page, click here. I'm just going to call this Rico McDaniel. And we'll just create something here, and then I'll hit publish. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to publish this actual page here, and I'm going to now show you the page and what it looks like if I paste it on Facebook. So many of you already know how to go out and create your page, but the problem is that when you paste the link does not show what you want it to show on Facebook. So I'm going to copy this link right here. This is the link to the page that we've just created. I'll copy that link, and I'm going to close this page out. I'm going to go back to Facebook, and I'm going to post another page here, and I'm just going to call this Rico McDaniel Explains My Econ, okay? And then I'm going to paste the link below that, and what you're going to see is you're going to see something totally different here. So if I paste this and I post this, what you're going to see is that there's no image, or the image that comes up is this little square box, and it's not what you want. This is not what you want. There's no content here that tells you. It just looks horrible. It looks horrible. And so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to determine what image is it that we want to show up on our page. So let me do this real quick, because you guys are watching this live. I'm going to show you how to fix this. I'm just going to go out. Let me see if I can find a picture of Rico McDaniel. And I'm just going to use whatever I find out here on the internet. All right, so I got Rico McDaniel. Let's see, what would be a good photo to use? Let's just see here. I'm going to go with this one right here, this first class leadership photo. So we got an image here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this image and put it on my hard drive. So I'm going to click on View Image, and I'm going to save this image as, and I'm going to save it as Rico McDaniel, and it's going to be a JPEG here, okay? So I've got the image on my hard drive. This is the image that I want to appear for that capture page. So the first thing that I have to do is I have to upload this image somewhere where it will be housed. Now, the website that I'm going to go to is I'm going to go to this website called Post Image. And if you're looking on your screen, the address is postimg.org. Okay? Now, I'm already logged in. This is free, so you can get a free account. I'm already logged in, and what this allows me to do is it allows me to upload my pictures and actually host my pictures somewhere, okay? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload this photo that I just created. So I've got a category called My Econ Images. If I click in that, these are all the photos that you'll notice that go with my capture pages. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload that Rico McDaniel photo. So we'll go here. I'm going to choose my image. I'm going to click on Rico McDaniel, and then I'm going to upload that image. And now you'll see that that image has been uploaded. Now, what you're looking for is you're looking for the address of that image. And so if you scroll down, you're going to see all of these different links here. There's thumbnails, hot links, and all of that. But what you want is you want the direct link to the image. So this is the direct link to the image. I'm going to copy that image link right there. So I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to go back to my notepad. And if you will remember, do you remember that code that we copied, that meta code? Well, what I want to do is I want to replace this image with the new image that I have here. So right here in between the quotes where it says HTTPS and it ends in .jpg, I want to replace this Ask Boss 3 with the Rico McDaniel image. So I'm going to just go right here. I'm going to highlight this. And what I could do is I could delete this, or I could just paste. So if I delete this and then click Control Paste, now I have a new image in that piece of code. Okay, so this is my new code that I've created. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my econ page here. Let me close this out. Let's go back to our my econ page. So I'm going to go back to my online marketing system. I'm going to go down to my published pages because I've already created the page. I'm going to go to my published pages. And because this is a page that I actually created, it's going to be under my capture pages. So we're going to click on my capture pages. And we'll see, here's the capture page, the Rico capture page that I just created. Okay? Or was it this one? I can't remember. Can't remember which one it was. It probably doesn't matter. I'm going to assume that it might be this one down here at the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on Edit. So when I click on Edit, you'll notice that there's nothing in the HTML header here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go get that code, and we're going to get that whole piece of code. We'll copy this, and we're going to paste that code right here. Boom. That's where that code goes, okay? And then we're going to scroll down, and we're going to click on Save Changes. So now we've got that code in the HTML header. Then, remember, we want to have some words. We want some information up under that picture. So if we go here to the basic settings, you're going to see where it says title, okay? And actually what I probably will do is I'm going to go to the advanced settings. And let me see, will it give me yeah. So here's the advanced settings. The basic settings only allow me to adjust the title, but the advanced settings allow me to adjust the description as well. So again, if we went to basic settings, all I could do is adjust the title. I'm going to go to advanced settings, and now I'm going to give it a title. And then I'm going to title it Rico McDaniel Explains My Econ. Or maybe I'm going to say Rico McDaniel Explains the Power of My Econ. Okay? And then in the description, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down, whatever I want to be in the box below the photo. So My Econ is a personal financial success company helping millions of individuals create positive cash flow. All right? And so now that's the description. Now that description is pretty long. It may not all show, but you'll see this when we actually go back to Facebook. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the changes again. So now I've got my meta tag and my HTML header. If I go to my advanced settings, under my advanced settings, you'll see I've got my description here. So I'm good to go. So I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back and I'm going to click on View Page. So we'll view the page. So here's my page. That's what it looks like. What I want to do is I want to grab the URL right up here in the box up here. I want to copy this. Now let's go over to Facebook again, okay? So we'll go back over to Facebook. I'm going to close this window out. We're going to go back over to Facebook, and I'm going to try this again. So you know what this looks like before. I'm going to try this again. Rico McDaniel explains my econ for the second time. So you'll see the difference, okay? And then I'm going to paste the link here. So we'll paste our link here. But guess what? It's the same thing. If I go ahead and post this, all that work that I just did, it looks like the same post. So what happened? Well, what happened is that we have to use something called a Facebook debugger to go back and scrape that page again. Because Facebook went to that page the first time, and this is the information that it found. And so every time it sees that link, it doesn't necessarily go back to the page. So what you have to do is you have to use the Facebook debugger to scrape that page again a second time. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to Google, and I'm going to type in Facebook debugger, okay? And the first result that comes up is the result that you want. So we're going to click on that, and then you want to type in or paste in the URL to your capture page here. So we're going to put in our URL to our capture page, and we're going to click this blue button that says debug. So we click on that blue button. It says debug. And what happens is we're going to scroll down to see if our image comes up, and we see that it's the same image. Nothing has changed. So what we're going to do is you'll see that Facebook said that it scraped this page 9 minutes ago. Well, that was when we first created the page before we added all the things. So we now need to update and scrape again. So what we're going to do is click this button where it says scrape again. Let's scrape it one more time. Still, it hasn't pulled up everything, but we do see now that it did pull up the description, but it didn't pull up our picture. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to click scrape again. Now when I click scrape again, you'll see that it pulled up the picture and it pulled up the information that we requested. So now if I go back to Facebook and I post again, Rico McDaniel, and I might be spelling his name wrong, explains my econ for the third time, and the third time is the charm. And then I'm going to paste my link to my capture page. Boom. I can now erase that link, and I now can post. And now what you're going to see is you're going to see the link that will take people to my capture page. This is the image that I wanted to use. This is the wording that I wanted up under my image. And if I click on this, it's going to take me to my capture page, which it did. Took me directly to my capture page. So if you are creating a capture page and you're wondering why doesn't the image show up, or why doesn't the wording show up, or you are getting this kind of look where it's got this little funny stuff that looks right here, then what you need to do is you need to go back to that capture page, go to edit, and you want to put that meta tag there with the image that you want to create, okay? So hopefully I didn't lose anybody there. There were definitely a couple of steps that you needed to do to get this done. Make sure that you go back and watch the replay of this video if you have any questions as it relates to how to get that image to actually show up, okay? So that was a big question that came in earlier this week, and I wanted to make sure that everybody knew how to actually do that. All right, let's take a look at the next question that I had that came in. And the question says, how do I add a third-party autoresponder? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into our dashboard here. And what you should know is that your online marketing system automatically comes with an autoresponder. So if you go down here where it says autoresponder, we'll click on the autoresponder. You can create as many autoresponders as you want. You can create as many messages as you want from this particular autoresponder, okay? And if you just want to save some money, this is the route that I would take. But many of you who are more advanced, you may already have an autoresponder. And so we work with both Aweber and GetResponse. So there are two autoresponders that we actually will work with, Aweber and GetResponse. So if you want to bypass the autoresponder that we have built into the capture page, and you want them to go to your Aweber or GetResponse, okay? And somebody might say, well, why would I want to do that? Aweber and GetResponse autoresponders offer a lot more creativity, a lot more things that you can actually do with them. So our autoresponders are pretty basic. They do what autoresponders do. They work really well. But if you want more advanced features, you may want to have the GetResponse or the Aweber autoresponder. So you can go and get that. So let's talk about how do we update the autoresponders on the capture pages that we have built or the capture pages that have been built for you. So this will work both for the pro user as well as for the elite users. So pro users can also take the capture pages that have already been created by MyEcon, and they can actually set up their own autoresponder through Aweber or GetResponse. So let me go through how that actually works. So what you want to do is you want to go back to your published pages. When you go to your published pages, this depends on what page that you're, changing the autoresponder for. So I'm just going to just say that we're going to change one of the published pages for pages that we have already created. So here's all the pages that have been created. Let's just say that you want to go and change the paycheck to paycheck, and you want it to go to your Aweber autoresponder. You're going to go right here where it says Edit. We're going to click on Edit, and when you click on Edit, you're going to be taken to this page. What you want to do is you can either go to the basic or advanced settings. It really doesn't matter. So we're going to click on Basic Settings, and then over here in the right-hand corner, you're going to see where it says Third-Party Autoresponder. Set up Third-Party Autoresponder, optional. So if you click on that link for the Third-Party Autoresponder, it's going to take you to a page that's going to say Select an Autoresponder. If you hit the drop down, you only have two choices, Aweber and GetResponse. So before you even ask me, the system only works with Aweber and GetResponse. Those are the two most popular third-party autoresponders out there. Don't ask me to, program to add another autoresponder because we're not going to do that. But Aweber or GetResponse. So let's just say I choose Aweber. When I choose Aweber, it's then going to ask me for my campaign name. Now, for those of you who are on the call and this sounds confusing, don't pay attention to what I'm saying. Because if you don't have a third-party autoresponder, you probably don't know what a campaign name is and what that actually means. But for those of you who are a little bit more advanced, you know with your Aweber, with your GetResponse, you can create multiple campaigns. You can basically create multiple lists. So you name each list that you create in Aweber. So maybe you've got a list for pay off child support. Maybe you're going to tell people how the government can pay off their child support. And you created a campaign name called Pay Off Child Support. Well, what you would do is you would come here and you would type in pay off the campaign name, Pay Off Child Support. Okay? And then you would click Save. And now what that would do is now when you market this capture page and somebody puts their name and email address in this capture page, no longer will the name and email address come to your leads here. Okay, so let me just show you. If we click on View Lead, this is where all of your leads come in. This is where people who have opted into your capture page, this is where they come in. But if you have your third-party autoresponder set up, you will never see their name come here. Their name will automatically go to Aweber or it will go to your GetResponse account, okay? And it will go from there. So you can't manage your leads from here once you set it up on Aweber or GetResponse. You'll need to manage your leads from Aweber and GetResponse. And a lot of people prefer to do that. What you just saw is a very, very easy way to set up your third-party autoresponder. That's pretty much it. That's all you had to do to set up that third-party autoresponder. Go to the published pages, find the page that you wanted, click Edit, go to the basic settings, go over here under third-party autoresponder, and you notice you could have clicked on it, but since we've already updated, you see that it says Aweber Pay Off Child Support. So now it knows to go to or to send your leads to Aweber, and it knows to send that lead to that campaign called Pay Off Child Support. Okay. If you want to go back to the capture leads that are built into the online marketing system, all you have to do is click this red X. It will delete your third-party autoresponder, and now you will be using the autoresponder that's already pre-built with the online marketing system. So hopefully that makes a lot of sense for those of you that are using a third-party autoresponder, okay? The last question that I got, and I got that question tonight, and it was a great question, but unfortunately I don't have the answer for you. The question was, what size should your pictures be on Facebook and your capture page? Okay, so I do believe I got Facebook. I think I can answer Facebook. I use this tool called Canva, and Canva tells me the size of a Facebook post. So if you have an image that's on Facebook, your image on Facebook should be, to maximize, is 940 by 788. You guys see it? It's 940 by 788 pixels. Okay, if you are need a Facebook post. So that image of Mr. Rico McDaniel, if I had optimized that image perfectly, I would have made that image 940 by 788, and that would have been a perfect Facebook post image. Okay. As far as the size for the images on the page itself, so for example, let me just take up one of the pages here. If I go to one of these pages here, I think the question was, what size should, let's just take this young lady right here, what size should this background image be for this person? I'll have to get back with you because I don't remember what the optimal image size was, and I thought I could quickly figure it out. I got to just do some digging around. So, Mr. Curry, I'll have to get back with you on the second part of your question as it relates to the size of the image. Now, what I will tell you is that when I created Mr. Rico McDaniel's capture page, when I created this image right here, and you see that the image actually pushes, this thing pushes down. So I need to kind of tweak it a little bit. But what I ended up having to do is I ended up having to create the image, and then I uploaded the image, and it didn't look quite right. And then I went back and I changed it and I tweaked it, and then I finally kind of got it to work. So I'll have to get back with you on what size your background image should be. I honestly, I just don't know that right off the top of my head, and I'm sorry about that. But I'll have the answer for you next week. All right. So those are the questions that actually came in. If you have a question online right now, if you have a question about the online marketing system, please type your question in. I'll answer your question on the online marketing system. While I'm waiting for some questions to come in, many of you know that in your online marketing system, and I'm going to go there. Let me go back to the marketing system here. Many of you know that in your online marketing system, I have created some extra tools for you. I believe it's under Pro University. If I click on Pro University and I go here to Bonus Resource, and I got some miscellaneous training videos here. Many of you know that I created some templates, some Pixlr templates. And if I click on that, you'll know that these are some templates for creating flyers, right? And that I wanted to give you guys something so that you can actually create flyers. And Pixlr, which is this website right here, let me go here real quick. I'll pull up Pixlr.com. This is very similar to Photoshop. So if you're familiar with Photoshop, it's a great tool. It has different layers, and it allows me to create all kind of types of images. And I use this a lot for the images that I work on and create the flyers for different events that are coming up. So this is one of those layers, and you can see I can turn things off on the layer. As you can see, I can take that picture, turn that picture off, and replace that picture. Let's see. Boom. So you can see all of those types of things. I'm pretty familiar with Photoshop, and so I know how to use Pixlr, and I use it very, very well. What I've realized is that not everybody uses Pixlr or knows how to use Pixlr. It can be a little bit intimidating for those of you who are trying to create flyers. So what I'm going to recommend, I've started playing around with this tool called Canva. And Canva allows me to create flyers as well. So you'll see that I've been playing around here with some flyers here. This was a flyer that I just recently did. If you'll look at this flyer, you'll remember this. If you are looking at my Sunday night call with June Collier, I usually do my images there. If you attended the conference, this should look very familiar to you. I created the conference program from this website. Okay, so the program that you had at conference, I created that program, and I used this software to create that program. So if I click on this, you'll see. I think it's going to pull up the full program that we created for conference. So yeah, so this is the full program that was created for conference, and I created the program using this software. And so this is a nice piece of software, and it's very easy to use if you want to create flyers and different elements. They even have templates that you can use to create different things. So if I go back here to Canva again, and let's just say that I want to create a Facebook post, I click on Facebook post. It's going to give me several different template designs that I can go with. So I'm going to select the first one here with the balloons. I can now adjust some of the things there. I can go in and change this good luck and have it say June Collier, right? I can go down here, change this. Let's see if I can get down here to the new adventure. There we go. And I can change that right there to say, VP of marketing, and then let's just say I want to change the background image. If I want to change the background image, I can change that background image and then take some images that I already have and upload those images. So, let's just say I got this image right here. I think it might not allow me to do that. Hold on one quick sec. All right. I don't think it's going to allow me to pop that in. But then what I can do is I can size this. And then I can move this image to the background. So let's say I'm going to size this like that. And then I'm going to arrange that image back. I'm going to send it to the background. And I'm going to keep sending it to the background. And so now you'll see that image, boom, I'm just going to send it to the background. Now you can see that the image is in the background. I got the balloons across my face. You can't see this because it's white here. And then I can take that image that we created that's in the background, and then I can apply a filter to it. So what kind of filter can I apply to it? There's all different types of filters that I can actually apply to that image, which will make it hot, make it pop a little bit. See, I can make it darker. I can go down here and give it a rose color. If I click on that rose color, you'll see that it gives it a rose color. I can change the intensity. So there's a lot of different things that I can actually do with that particular image. They have elements that I can add to that. So if I got shapes or icons, I can click on icons here, and I can bring in an icon onto that image, and then I can change the size of it, right? Some really great things that I can actually do. One of the things that I like is it will allow me, if I go back here to icons, and I'm going to go to frames. This is called frames. One of the things that I like is, especially if I'm doing a program where I've got, a couple of different speakers, what I like to do is I like to put them in like a picture frame for speakers. So let's just say I'm going to bring this over here, and I'm going to resize this just a little bit. And then in that little box right there, because it's got like a skyline and all that. What that means is that you can drag a picture, and that picture will fall into that shape. So let me give you an example. Let's take Mr. Terrence Hill. If I take Terrence's photo, boom, and I drop it right in there, now it looks like Terrence is inside of that shape there. Okay, and so this was how I designed. And let me go back and show you what I designed. One of the flyers that I actually designed. We're actually going to be doing an event. I'm going to leave this. I'm going to show you one of the flyers that I actually designed. This was the flyer that I designed here in Canva. So this was the flyer, and I used the Polaroid. It's like a Polaroid picture, and it shows the individuals that I dragged into that Polaroid picture. So if I zoom in a little bit, this is what that flyer actually looks like. And I designed the flyer using Canva. So it's a much easier program to play around with for images. Canva has a free feature, and then if you want to take it to the next level, they've got a paid feature. I think it's like $6 or $7 a month that you can pay to have access to all of the different tools and resources that they have. And because I use it so much for flyers, it just became a cost-effective way for me to create and design flyers. So I really like Canva. Between the two, between Canva and Pixlr, I use both of them. In fact, what I did is the top portion of this little piece right here with my image with the Air Force, that was done in Pixlr. And then I brought that image over and I created the rest of the flyer here in Canva. Okay, so this is a tool that I actually use to create flyers. Many of you have been asking me questions about how to create the flyers. This is the tool that I use, and they have so many different templates that you can use to start off with. So if you are struggling with design, they already have template designs that are here for you. Okay? All right. So I went over that, so hopefully that was good for you. I was trying to stall to see if there were any questions that were going to come in, but I did not have any questions come in. So what that means to me, that means I did a good job and I covered everything pretty thorough. So if you have questions, make sure you send me your questions so on the next Tuesday night I can cover your questions. And Mr. Curry, I will make sure that I have the answer to the second part of your question on next Tuesday. With that being said, I guess I could open up the line to see if there's any questions that people have. Let me open up the line, and I'm going to do this real quick for you because I don't think I'm going to have many questions, but I'm going to open up for Q&A. All right, you can hit *6 on your phone if you have a question. If there was something that you saw and you want a little bit more clarity on it, click *6 on your phone, and I will take your question now. All right. Sounds like no one has a question, so that is cool. We're going to go ahead and end this. I'm going to give you about 15 minutes back of your time. And I want to thank everybody for showing up to the Tuesday night online marketing system training call. Hopefully I got a lot of questions answered for those of you who are wondering how that worked. The replay will be back in your back office in the next 24 hours. You can go back and review the replay. And again, if you have any questions, send me the questions and I will answer your questions on next Tuesday night. This is June Collier, Executive Vice President with MyEcon. Have a great night. We'll see you next Tuesday, same time, same website. Take care. God bless.